What's up, Raza? What's going down, Brown? Tú sabes, you know how we get down. We're here live. We're coming on strong right here at the station. I got the homegirl on the right. I got the homeboy on the left. We're going full speed ahead. Vida loca. Like if we were cracked out in the 80s, all scounted out in the early 90s. Trying the new drogas, all whacked out. Nah, puro cabila.
No.
What's up, Rose? What's up? What's up, Alfred?
What's up, everyone? How are you?
How's everybody doing? What's up, Facebook? What's up, YouTube? ¿Qué pasa, raza? What's up, Rose?
I'm doing good. I
How's
feel
your
a
day
lot
going?
better
Feel a lot
than
better?
last week. I didn't
You-
feel good, but hey, I've been good. But I've been home too. Haven't did nothing.
You been discombobulated?
Yeah.
You were recharging?
Something like that.
You were recharging?
Recharging.
Nah, that cough, dude.
Oh, you got malías.
Yeah, no, I don't know about that, but nah, flu, cold.
You were in the yap yap?
No, not that.
Mijo, Kylie, let me talk to you.
Nah. That's been many, many, many years ago.
I know. I think I thought all those, man, those stories go way back.
God.
But how was your weekend? You just relaxed?
I stayed home all weekend. I didn't do nothing. Just kick back.
I know we didn't even get a phone call from you. We're like, man, this girl's on a mission.
Nah, I
She
was
done
home.
and took off with her vato somewhere.
Oh, there we go again. Nah, ain't nothing like that.
What's up, Alfred? How was your weekend?
Oh, man. It was great, man. It was great. It was good, man. Family time, bro. Family time.
Yeah, that's
There
right.
you
that's
go.
Right. That's well, we had family time too, but we were working. We were out there, and just defending the people, and getting on the phone and all the good stuff, But it happens, there's some issues out there involving lowrider, raza, toll bars, and all that, and our heart is always with the toll bars. Them good, them people are good people, Just people see it different, and people try to mix it, say it differently, or whatever. But it is what it is,
Everybody's got an opinion on their own,
Everybody got an opinion. Yeah, I think
whether it's good or bad.
Yeah, and these people are they're real cool, and they've had my back, and I have their back. Good people, I really don't care about who, what, when, where. We just do what we need to do,
There you go.
And anyways, what's cracking? What's today's topic, Alfred?
Bro, what are we going to talk about, man? Hey, want to give a shout out to Anthony Bravo, man. He's already there. He says, good evening, carnales. How you vatos doing today? Anthony Bravo at the YouTube Yarda.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. I know the YouTube, we got to push it up a little bit more. And I think this week I'm going to be putting more reels out there. I've been on TikTok. Man, bros, you ain't going to believe this. I hung up TikTok on Sunday. We were at Lake, and I hung it up, and it had 22,000 viewers.
And that's good.
That's going okay.
That's
You know
going
what I mean?
good. That's going
It's
good.
going all right. And that was on for about 40 minutes, I think. I was just walking around, and, I was going to go live on Facebook, but I can't find my other piece for that.
Okay,
The
yeah.
metal, so I'm having a hard time. So I just decided to go live on TikTok, and it's been kicking up real good, I need to advertise more, and I'm going to be pushing more on the YouTube yarda, Maybe if I talk about other vatos and the stabbing.
No.
And maybe if I get up on the comadrismo, the chisme. Déjame decirte.
Let me tell
This vato put up he ain't no real down fool. But yeah, when the phone calls come in, they hang up on people. I'm like, I don't get it. I seriously don't get it.
Hey, but what you got going is Daniel with that plaque you guys made.
God, man, that's good.
Yeah, he cut out a big old plaque of 4 foot by, I think, 4 feet, I think. Friggy, his name is Chula. He's my homeboy. I'm put that fool on blast. Chingy. You're like, oh, man. Dog. But it was right. He wanted it his way. This is how I want it. He was very picky about it. So, we ended up cutting the plaque, and, and we showed it to him, and he was so happy, and he took it. And I'm like, bro, we're supposed to do this. No. So the next day we dropped it off and we're like, all right, here it is, homie. And that was it. And come Sunday, he pulls up to my pad early in the morning. And we didn't work until the afternoon, till about, afternoon. And he's all like, hey, Holmes, here you go. That fool broke me off. He broke me off. I'm like, hey, dog, come on, homie. I ain't asking all that. Homie, just pay for the material. He goes, nah.
Gotcha.
You did how I told you to do it, and you need the money right now. You need this, you need that. I'm like, yeah, I do, dog, because the rent is kind of high in my warehouse. And he covered it. So now we're just waiting for the chrome and all that.
Nice.
But we're going to be doing those big plaques maybe for about $800.
Your son gets down on them.
Yeah, he's been working, he's just been, we've been pushing him like, hey, if we'll get back into boxing, dog, what I mean, you can't be eating like me, Holmes. That fool tries to challenge me, like, oh, man. But he's been real good. Kids are real good, you know what I mean? We've been pushing, and, I mean, you could just be an example. That's all you could be, and
Oh, yeah.
I'm thankful that we're alive, know?
Well, it's their choice. You can do so much for your kids and that, want a better life for them and that, but you know what? Everybody does what they want, and, it's their choice.
I think I'm real thankful because I'm not the best parent there is out there.
Who is?
Yeah, you said it right. Who is?
I mean, you know what? You try your best. You want a better life for your kids as you grow up. But you know what? You teach them, you do them. It's up to them to follow what you want. You show them. And if they go the other way, when you want them to go right, they go left on you.
Yeah, look at La Bonita. What's up, La Bonita? She's live. Boom. They're saying Cuba Rosie.
What's up? What's up?
On Facebook. Yeah, you know what? The main thing is that we're still alive and we're there for the kids as much as we can. How many people didn't wake up today?
Oh, your friend?
Yeah, we just received a phone call that my homeboy put in about 31 years and he was out for about a month. I didn't even know he was out. And he ended up passing this morning, correct?
Yeah, that's what that
He passed this morning, so he died from a heart attack. And it's like, oh, man. It's got you because, all that time. And at least he got to come home and enjoy for a little bit, But he was only out for a month. Golly, that's got you. I think, I don't know. At times you get to question those things, and it's like, man, God, for reals, you know what I mean? But at least he got out.
Yeah, he got to come home to his wife.
He got to come home, and it's got you. But
it's just like that little youngster just passed away too. Jack Martinez. He worked at Homeboys.
Yeah.
He worked with Christina on that. She got that phone call saying that the kid. He was young, and he's got a baby coming up, too, and that. Very young kid. He didn't wake up.
Man, you just got to be careful. You have to live life to the fullest. You have to live life as straight as you can. Be good, be kind, be gentle, be respectful, be humble, and don't be descarado. I know nobody's perfect, and today we were just laughing because we were in the truck and what's today's topic, and yet we were just like giving information back and forth and said, don't be a descarado. That's gonna be the topic. I said, don't be scandalous, fool, cortatela. Be like my homeboys back in the days, homeboys.
You a lot of those.
Yeah, they were some scandalous homies that were today. One of them, my panel, it kind of broke down on the weekend, and I had to drive it like 25 miles per hour back to the pad, and I think I need a water pump, so we're taking off the thermostat and everything, and it's like, man, my homeboy's there, he's helping me out, and we were just talking about the times, the scandalous times, and we were tearing cars down and doing jale all scanted out, and just like, nonsense, Pero thank God we don't do that no more. Thank God we ain't on dope no more. 'Cause, wow. Yeah, I used to strip. I'll tell you, Alfred. I used to steal the IROX back in the days and make sure it was a 5.7. Put it up to the homeboy's pad, strip it up, even turn on the car and take off the battery and let the engine run without a battery. Make sure you don't turn on the lights. And now they have no seats. And I'll tell my homeboy, hey, how do you expect me to drive this, bro? Oh, here's a milk crate. Sit on that. No doors, no back door, no nuts, no lights. They're like, oh, man. I used to go drop it off down the street, and we were just on the sick one. We were all doped up and on that devil's juice. And, oh, man. Thank God I don't do that no more.
Thank God I don't either.
Wow, that was some hardcore times.
Hey, but you know what? It was way different than when we were growing up than what it is now.
I was mentioning that up in TikTok on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I gave the thanks to the people that put in the hearts or the roses, whatever they do.
Yes.
Diamonds. What do they put?
Yeah, well, all the gifts.
All the gifts. So everybody sends me gifts, right? And that's feeding me. I'm real happy, and I welcome everybody, and I thank everybody.
Of course.
Even the haters, And then I got into the topic about the haters,
Yeah.
It's like times have changed, If you have something in a disagreement with me or whatever, hey, you could inbox me, be a man about it. Tenga huevos, you know what I mean? And let's see what's up, And they and they're not, it's not like back in the days.
No.
And then back in the days, if you had an issue, you had a conflict, be like, what's up, fool?
Meet
Take
up.
off the shades or whatever, and duke it out. You know what I mean? Get down with that fool, bust his lip and whatever, and get back up. Hey, you feed me another round.
Huh?
And then if you were content and like, hey, Holmes, I don't feel good right now. I'll catch you in the rebound again. I'll catch you again. Yeah. Then again, you would see him. You
run into that person again.
But you don't see that no more.
Oh, no.
You don't see the fist fights like one-on-one. Like, back in my days, like, we were in the guys. You would see a fight here, see a fight there. You see a fight here. You would always see the fights, the fist fights, And then, of course, the gangbanging times. But, at least you would see some 1,000s or whatever, But now you don't. Now it's rare.
Yeah.
It's funny because, back in the days, you would see a little rumble of the Friscos and the Charlie Browns and all that. Now you see little fight and it's all skinny jeans and the hair is just blowing up and you know what I mean? And they're doing this. They like to pull up their pants and put their, I've seen a couple of them where they pull up their pants and they're like,
and they can't move.
They can't move, and it kind of sags on them, and it's like, damn, if we just wear a belt on me. But even that, your jeans are so skinny on you, homie.
Oh no,
that you should be all right. You should be able to throw some blows, and you're halfway there from tantarans. You're halfway there, dog. You know what I mean? I don't know about the hairdo, but tu dale, homie.
Yeah.
And they, I don't know.
It's different.
It's just they fight different. Weird.
Yeah.
Back then it's like, man, you call a fool out, man. You're gonna see some blood. You're gonna see some busted teeth and busted nose. You're gonna see it, Yeah. And it didn't matter the size. It didn't matter they were short, big, whatever. You fought them,
Yeah.
But you don't see that no more. You just see the TikTokers, all the talking masa on the.
Oh, with their fake accounts.
Yeah, with the
fake account talking all that mess.
Yeah, you don't see that no more. You don't what happened to us, homie? It just gets me frustrated. But like I say, even the haters, you vatos are more than welcome to say something, whatever. But inbox me, But it's the truth, right?
It is. It is. You get haters talking and that, but. With no profile, no followers, no nothing, but you're going to talk all this. It's like, you know what? It is what it is. I'm still going to sleep. I'm still going to do me just because you hate.
Right? I got my homegirl Wendy here. a little feedback. My homeboy, Ale Vale, her husband, that fool will get down with you. And that fool is as big as me, and he's gonna get down with you. I've seen him get down like, damn, fool, you're a little too old. Throw my kids out there. Don't worry about it. You know, no, he's gonna get down. If you have something to say, you have something to say. Well, come on. Then this pad is open. You got something here. Oh, he'll open up the door. Vámonos. You know? Man, that's old school stuff, you know?
Yeah.
That's crazy, huh, Alfred?
That's wild, man. But you know what? Something that I do got to give credit to where credit's due is nowadays. I think back in those times, I think we had those issues where, you know, you will duke it out. You know what I mean? Like if you had a problem, if somebody looked at you funny, or if somebody did something, or whatever it might be, you had the possibility of just saying, "Hey, let's go for it." You know what I mean? Let's get to it. Nowadays, man, people bring knives, people bring guns. I mean, prayers go out to those people. I mean, think about it. They were celebrating in Hollywood, and they got ran over by somebody. 30 people just boom.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
And you're just kind of like, golly, you know what I mean? Like not even a knife, not even a gun. Now they're using cars to run over. Now somebody said, well, he was drunk. Yeah, but what caused it? You know what I mean? Like nobody was there. What caused it? Did he get in a fight? I mean, at the end, the guy got killed. I mean, literally somebody shot him.
Yeah.
He got beat up and then killed. So you use now.
Did he die?
He died, I heard.
He died?
Yes, sir.
Ah, he went.
Yeah. Yeah.
He did die? Yeah. I think I had read on it. It was right there off of Western and Ventura, not Ventura. I forgot.
Well, it's Sunset, no? Sunset
Santa Monica Boulevard.
Oh, Santa Monica, yeah.
And Vernon, or
Yeah.
I forgot the name of the street, but there's a gang of clubs all through Hollywood.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Man, homie, I remember back when I paroled, and my uncles and my sister, but like, come on, let's go. It's time to club, you know? Man, homie, I had so many freaking clubs. And it's true. You know, you come out, before you get in, there's a line.
Yeah.
And when you come out, there's a line for the hot dogs, there's a line for the burgers or whatever the case might be. But I heard that guy got kicked out. And he got kicked out of the show.
Right.
Out of the club. And he came around, he revved his little Nissan, and he ran over 30 people, you know?
Wow.
Yeah.
And they beat him up, and the guy, I guess, from across the street shot him down, and, you know, he banged him, and, you know, and that was it. I guess he did pass, you know, pero sometimes, you know, it's not, how can I say it? It's the emotions, is what you're going through.
Yeah.
Getting all pedoed out, and that whole environment is just way out there. You have to be, look, when you go out, a lot of people like to just go out to have fun. Okay? But one thing you got to remember, homie, is if you're having fun, who else is there, dog? Are they there to have fun también? Because in that environment, homie, the demons run loose.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
To this day, Rose, I'm not lying to you. I've never had a vision. My first vision was at the Rim Ram. And
Wow.
I was drinking Corona, I remember. I used to drink a lot of Corona. And, you know, and then all of a sudden, like, you know, this is right before I got busted again. And I guess God wanted to get my attention. And I'm drinking. I put the pistol down, you know, and I have it like this. And I look to the side, and I literally seen the whole dance floor, everybody in hell, bro. They were dancing in hell. Oh, man, bro. I shook that off. I'm like, and I looked at it again, and I could see everybody burning in hell. I looked at the pistol. I said, oh, no, man. It's time for me to get out of here. I don't know what's wrong. And I kept on cleaning my eyes. And then I seen it one more time, like, oh, no, I got to get out. And I left. I remember I left. And that was the last actual time that I partied at a club. Like, literally party with drinking and all that, you know? And I'll never forget it. So the environment on those places, you got to understand. You're there to have fun. I get that part. But at the same token, that might not be the intentions for the other people, you know?
True.
There's drugs. There's hardcore drugs. There's people ready to do their jale. rob you while you're waiting to come out. Has that happened? Yes, I've seen it.
Yeah.
I've participated in certain acts that, like, which I didn't want to, and I told the homeboys don't do it, and something took place, something horrible, and sure enough, they got busted. This happened, and it's like, man, when you go out, you just never know if you're gonna come back, alive,
It's true.
Look at those 4 people in the city of Norwalk that the story is that the Hura and the Hainas hit each other on the 605.
Oh, yeah.
So I was able to talk to one of because me, I make conversations with whoever's there. If God put somebody in front of me, I'm going to have conversation. And I'm real good friends with the paramedics and the firemen in Norwalk because they go to the gym or whatever. And one of the paramedics, he's all like, yeah, he was there. Like, oh, bro, were you there? He's like, yeah, I was there. I go, you seen everything, dog? Like, I know you didn't see the accident. He goes, no, but I seen the corpses there. You know what I mean? And like, damn, bro, what happened, bro? He said, there's a piece missing, but they're going to figure it out. He said that the Huras and the Hainas, they hit. And they were in the middle of the street. So by the time the Hura came back around to try to throw the light to slow down the traffic, 2 ranflas went by. And one of the ranflas was 2 27-year-old girls. And they were pisteados out. So the girl was on the phone. She has 4 people in the car.
Yeah.
3, and including her, is 4. And mom, she's calling her jefita. And then the car took the path of where the Hura's supposed to block it at, and hit them, dog. They said that the jefita, all she heard was like, no, and screaming and boom, 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 boom. Wow. And that that was it. And the car caught on fire, homie. That was around 2, 3 in the morning, and it at those times, homie, when you're going out, and those 2 Hainas, they got busted for DUI.
Wow.
Or vehicle manslaughter. So they're torcido, The other one, of course, is probably just under the influence, but the other one driving.
Yeah.
That's it for her life, homie, And at those times when you're out there late at night and going out clubbing and going out this, that might just be your intention, but not other people, dog. Other people might be 2 pedos, might be real drunk, and you swerve you and hit you, and next thing you know, you're dead, or want to do a holler when you're coming out the club, or want to spike your drink, just to get at you, you know what I mean? And I've seen that too, where they'd be all doped up because they put some pills on them, and it sucks, it sucks. It's sad because a lot of times, you just want to go have fun, go blow some steam. It's the weekend, you got paid, but that's not always the case, dog. That's not always the case. You always have to be careful.
You always got to watch your surroundings.
Yeah. I always speak highly of Rose, with my wife and my friends and whatever, we have a good relationship. Feed me, brother and sister relationship,
My brother
and whatever, but we click, homie.
Yeah.
We click like left foot, right foot, and when she feels something like it's not right, I'm already there. Like, nah, let's roll. Boom. She goes, I was just thinking the same thing, and things has happened, and you always gotta be on your P's and Q's. You gotta keep trucha. You gotta be alert who's around you, and you don't know what their intentions are, just because you're having fun or you think you're having fun, and their heart might be just evil, might be corrupt, might just want to end you, you know what I mean? and what you got going on, because they probably ain't happy, you know? I remember when I used to go out, I always be trucha. I'll be always, you know, with the pedazo there in the car, and now I just didn't care, you know? I'm like, I'm going to go have fun, but I got to keep trucha, you know? And something always happened, you know? And I remember one time where I found this girl, you know, she was pretty firme gente, and, you know, I didn't want to go out and club. I didn't want to go out and party. And I told my sister, talking about descarados. Talking about being scandalous. Here it goes. So there was this girl, she was pretty, right? And I'm like, man, I'm going to get at this Heina, you know? And she has a kid, you know what I mean? And I didn't have no kids, and, you know. So
You were young.
I was on parole.
Parole.
I thought I could make my life.
Of course.
This is one of the times that I paroled, you know, before I met Maria and had the kids, and I didn't have no kids. I'm like, man, I found this Heina, you know. So I go to my sister, hey, Blanca, check it out, man. You know, I found this firme Heina, man. You know, I want to get at her. You know, I want to chop it up with her, and can I borrow your kids?
Wow.
She's all like, what? I go, look, she has a son. You know what I mean? I don't want her, you know, feel uncomfortable, you know. She goes, oh, hell no. I'm like, I go, come on, man. You know what I mean? I'm your brother to help a homie out, you know. And you know what she said, Rose? Alfred, she says, you might have not noticed this, Anthony, but wherever you go, whoever you around, trouble always finds you. And I can't risk that with my kids.
Not my kids.
I'm like, damn, man, like that, eh? I'm like, yeah. I was like, all right, pues, that's feed me. But, you know, to this day, it hits me because it's true, Holmes. Yeah. On the path that you're in and the path that you go, you just never know. There's somebody might just be there to try to harm you.
That's
you know?
true.
Try to throw a stone at you, you know. I remember that I would have my pedazo there in the ranfla just to go have fun, and sure enough, I would have to use it a few times, you know. And it's like, oh man, you know, and it sucks because we were at that's why I take that back. That's why I didn't like going to Rudy's.
Oh yeah.
That's what it's called.
Oh yeah, Rudy's, yeah.
Okay, I haven't been in Rudy's for many, many years. And I didn't want to go to begin with the first time. But I had a homeboy from Clara Street, and we were all on parole. All of us. Then, you know what I mean? We didn't have no hyenas, and we were all on parole, and vida loca, and, you know, let's just go. And everybody's all strapped down, whatever, you know. And we ended up going, back then it was called Tequilas.
Yep.
And I pulled out this brand new truck. I had a firme little troquita. And I'm like, yeah, well, I want to sport this truck, you know. And I had sound system, everything. And we all pull up and we get off. And we're all drinking in there, having a blast, getting all hippity-pow, you know. And sure enough, we come out, and a guy comes out in front of us. And, you know, we had to do what we had to do. He banged on us. We banged on him. We had to do what we had to do. So the pops went off, you know, and they take off. Well, I jumped in my car, and I left with Homeboy. Homeboy took everything with him. I figured he had a undercover car. So I jumped in my car, and I reversed it, trying to, like, get out of there fast. But I'm pedos. And I hit the freaking pole. So I'm taking off. I'm like, oh, damn. And I take off and friegas through the alley. And sure enough, the Huda was there. He heard everything. He heard the skidding out. He heard the pops, you know. He heard everything. So he seen my ranfla take off on the opposite side. So he got me, threw the light on me. I said, damn. But at least I'm clean, you know?
Well, yeah.
But I go, yeah, I'm pedos. So sure enough, my homeboy one of my homeboys told me, you ever want to beat a DUI, homie? Carry yourself a tube of toothpaste, Ultra Bright, the thick white one. I was like, you know, sure enough, what he told me, it was true. Down like a quarter of that thing in your mouth before you go into that blower, homie. Oh man, I was gagging. So you had my hands up. The truck is crashed, and I'm holding up, and I'm like, ooh, because all the tar.
Oh yeah.
So he's all like, "What happened? What's going on?" Well, you know, and they drew out the guns and everything on me. I'm like, "Oh man, we heard some pow pows, you know." And you know, I don't say the word because I don't want them to shut me down here on YouTube. But he's all
Yeah.
like, "Hey, where's the pow pow? Where's that?" I don't know, officer. People were running wild everywhere. I had to take off. I'm on parole, officer. You know, like you're
Can't
on
afford
parole.
this mess.
Yeah, I go, I can't afford it. I'm just here. This is my first time here. I want to get out of here. I'm from Norwalk. I got to just bounce out of here. And he's all like, they searched the hell out of my car. Like, 4 Judas went in there, raided it all. And like, this guy don't have nothing. They got away. You know, everybody got away. And he's all like, all right. But before you go, this is your last one. Before you go, you got to blow on this blower. I'm like, oh, man. You know, I'm still like,
Yeah.
bringing
Gagging.
that sucker, you know. And he goes, all right, get the F out of here. I'm like, damn, that ultra bike crap worked. You know what I mean? It worked. Because from what I heard, that it gets stuck in the esophagus. The tar does.
Yep.
Right.
And it has a certain compound chemical that it holds back from the alcohol. You know, I don't know how true that is, but it worked. You know what I mean? But I was gagging. And I took off, you know what I mean, with the busted round fly and everything. Like, oh, man. That's why I hate Rudy's.
Yeah.
It was called tequilas, but
Yeah, back in the day.
yeah. So you know, the intentions of people is not always
Good.
You know what I mean? So for that after that pass, I don't know what triggered him to go out there and plow on 30 people. You know.
Yeah.
It's just sad, you know, and I know a lot of people. I heard there was some critical people there, you know. They're on life support, I heard.
Yeah.
Wow.
But, you know, you just never know. You got to be careful, especially going through L.A. and all that. And, you know, back in the days, like the boulevard back in the days was hard. You
Yeah,
know?
it was, but it was cool.
Hard. It was cool.
Oh, yeah.
The La
Yeah.
Rifabas. Now you could cruise, you're okay. But back then, man, you would have to be careful. Their whole car would be lit up. You'd be all jumped. And, oh, man. But, you know, you just try to go out there and have some fun, you know. But it's not always the case where, you know, unfortunately, a lot of people lose their life when you think that they're having fun, you know.
Yeah.
And in one incident, we were, man, this was a crazy one, Rose. You ready for this one?
Throw it at me.
Hey, FYF, warning.
Wow, this one was crazy. So we were at Lake. This is one of the biggest incidents that took place back in the days, early 90s, I think. And we went so many cars deep. You know, I think there were like maybe 10 cars we were a gang of us there, and we were holding it down, and we end up walking the cars. So we were all just out there. We were walking the cars, and, you know, we were like, all right, let's go walk the cars because it goes so slow.
Yeah.
We get to the park, and we park to the right. Now, in the park on the right, it has 2 avenues, you know, one going, one onto the left and one coming into the intersection, almost like a T, you know. And we were there, and next thing you know, a car's in the back of us. And, you know, we're just there to have fun. You know, we're just there to blow off some steam and just check out on the hyenas with the vatos, whatever, you know. You know how it was, you know, and we were young, and sure enough, you know, it's sad because we had some hyenas with us from our area, and they weren't gang members. They were casual people, you know, and they just wanted to tag along with us because we had the cards, we had everything, and they wanted to tag along, and I just felt bad, you know.
They didn't know what they were getting themselves into.
They didn't know, man. And sure enough, I want to say about 200 feet, 300 feet, yeah, about 200 feet, ways off. Now remember, the boulevard is the traffic is kind of like a standstill, but
Mm-hmm.
they had a block, so they blocked themselves, and about 200 feet, I think, and they were kind of honking, but they were just waiting until the lane opened up.
Mm.
So the lane opened up, and it was a clear shot to the freeway.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not paying attention. We just see a car from far away, a truck. And sure enough, here it comes. And it was a 4x4 truck, and we could hear the tires. And it was a trip because, you're just used to the cars being stuck.
Mm-hmm.
So he comes up, and he's all like, he said, "Where you want those?"
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we all turned. And sure enough, that fool, I fought him in the juvenile hall system. I
Oh.
knew who he was, and he picked up his shirt, showed off his neighborhood, and there was 3 guys in that car just doing their thing to us.
Yeah.
And then we do our thing to them, and sure enough, it's everywhere. Holes everywhere. Bullet holes everywhere.
Wow.
And we end up running to the side of the car, and they were, remember I told you the street?
Yeah.
Well, they were on the other side waiting for us too. But luckily we had
Yeah.
enough stuff, and all hell broke loose.
Mm.
A lot of people got injured.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the but part. When we were pulling out, one of the girls had an injury in the head.
Oh my.
Mm.
One of the girls that I was telling you about.
Yeah.
On the floor, and we're like, oh man, just great, and like, oh man. They pick her up and like, hey Holmes, let me go tell her jefita. So there we go, we shoot off, and I go back to her pad, and they take her to the hospital. We all take off, and I'll go straight to the pad, and I knocked, and her sister was there. Hey man, this just happened. Wow. They went crazy, and I'm like, oh man.
Could imagine.
So, she ended up surviving. She lived, but she wasn't normal. She lived as normal as she could,
Yeah.
But goes back to saying that when you think that you're having fun, the intentions of people is not the same as yours.
Oh yeah.
You just never know with this papaya that might take place, and always got to be careful.
Yeah.
Always got to be alert. You always got to be on your right senses. If you feel it, most likely that's what it is, and bounce. Don't stick around, even though you're having fun or whatever. You just never know. It might be your last piece, though.
Gotta follow your instincts, If you ain't feeling it, get out of there. Just like a lot of people, there's fights.
Yeah.
People get pushed, shoved, whatever, or they bring out something. So you're trying to hide because you hear everything.
Yeah.
So that's why I said a lot of innocent people's gotten hurt because situations.
Yeah. It's sad. It sucks, you know what I mean? But you got to be real careful, You got to know your surroundings, your whereabouts. One thing about people that lived in the streets,
Mm-hmm.
we always had those senses.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
When we live that life, it's like, who's coming, who's going, where's the door, where's the exit,
Yep.
How far is that individual, what's his intentions, We always try to like me, with my kid, where my kid's at, okay, how far, where's the door, where's the exit, Don't turn my back against the window, Look at the door, look who's coming, I always have that sense that something might happen.
Yeah. Oh,
You
yeah.
know?
You get that gut feeling, something's going to happen. Don't know what it is, but something's going to. And
Yeah. When you're driving, you're gonna change lanes. Expect a car there.
mm-hmm.
Just common sense.
Yeah.
It's just simple as common sense. If you see somebody there getting locotes or whatever, and it's time for you to go. Go ahead and go.
Yeah. That's why I've always watched my surroundings. You don't know what can happen. Look, my son, he went out for a good time. He never made it home.
Yeah, yeah. You have to be careful. Like that one time when they threw the alcohol at us, huh, Rose?
Yeah.
But what do? We looked at each other, huh?
Yeah. It's like,
We're like,
get out.
let's get out of here. And we did, and the hyena threw the alcohol and it hit Junior.
Yeah. But what was the intention? Nobody
Yeah.
was doing nothing to that person or anything. It just,
Evilness. Just an evil heart,
yeah.
They can't see nobody coming up. They can't see, nobody doing better than them, and it sucks, and they banged on us like,
Mm-hmm.
what they say, I remember, she goes, this is a real chola. This is like,
Mm-hmm.
when do we bang?
I don't bang.
When
you
have
know
we
what?
said
I'm too
bottle
old
such
for
and
that.
such? We're too old for that.
Too old.
We're veteranos, homie. Veterana. We're good. We're straight. You guys go at it with your neighborhood. That's fine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's true. It's too old. You got to teach these youngsters. It's not about all that. It's about doing something in life, getting somewhere in life.
Yeah. And get rid of the same old, same old.
Mm-hmm.
Go through a new adventure in your life and go do something new. Go and help somebody.
Yep.
Go and invest in somebody. Just never know.
Yeah. I'm thankful for every morning I get up, still alive, still doing.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't appreciate life.
Right?
That's,
Right, Alfred?
that's how I see it.
Yes, sir. Yeah, no. You guys are onto something, man. What you guys are talking about this is the word of caution for a lot of the young people that are out there, man.
Yes.
I mean, a lot of these situations that are happening is for these people that are young, people that can't handle the alcohol, right? I mean, these are all young kids,
Yes.
young kids that are not accustomed to the environment. And that's why I like what Anthony said, that you got to go in there and just be always awake, knowing that, hey, there's a possibility that you're going out into a place. Yeah, to you, it's to have fun. But the environment that you're walking into, it's been there. It's kind of like when you say, how many times we've seen these things happen at, at clubs or at peak of night, right?
Yeah.
These things happen when we go out at night. Why do you guys think that things happen at night? I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
When you guys were out there the best time was when? At night, right? When nobody's watching, where everybody's asleep, everybody's having a good time. Well, that's what happens at night. There's just a lot of other influences that happen, a lot of bad influences that take over people. Like, for example, alcohol, drugs.
Mm-hmm.
And so all the young people that are going out there to have quote unquote fun, go out there knowing that, hey, what's plan A, plan B? Prepared. Always have a plan. Think about these people walk into a club thinking they were going to be safe. And look,
Yeah.
Yeah.
they ended up, the guy probably thinking he's going to go have a good time, take his car. The alcohol got a hold of him, and look what happened. He ended up hurting people and even losing his life. Yeah. So always ask yourself, is it worth it?
Yeah.
And always, if you do go out there, go with an open mind to what, if something happens, what is the action plan, right? I mean, come on now. How many of us mom used to tell us, mijo con cuidado, right? For me, that was already, okay, mom, I'm ready. You're telling me something. I'm preparing. Okay, if this happens, what am I going to do? Because you're out there, you're exposed to a completely different environment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people that are out there are ruthless, man. They're out there to do what they got to do. And so you got to be careful, man. So word of caution for the young people that are out there, just always go have fun. We're not telling you not to, but just always have an open mind and always understand that there's things that could potentially happen. Be ready for it,
Yeah, no, that's true. If you guys don't know, at nighttime is where everything takes place with the negative. The demons are out loose, and What do you mean they're out? Yeah, well,
Yeah.
they do their seance, their sacrifices, and all that through the night. And then that's when he starts roaming. You think they do it in the daytime? They don't. I mean, here and there, but mostly it's at nighttime. Like when we were in the barrio, I remember I used to say, "Oh, there's a lot of sayings." It'd be like, "Here comes the bees."
Yeah.
You could finish the rest of the word, or here comes the peas. The rest of the word. And we used to say one of the famous lines was like, "Ahí vienen las momias." And they're like, and they used to get mad. What do you mean momias? Yeah, because you guys only come out at night. The mummy comes out at night, with your hands up, all wrapped up, with all the makeup and everything. But, but that's the truth. I mean, las momias,
Oh my.
And it's like, I mean, we knew our life, We knew that what we were up to at nighttime, they couldn't see you, and you're able to get away. You're able to get away with a lot of things because society and life can't see you. But even though that society can't see you, God still sees you for the things that you do in the night, you know. And it's sad because the intentions of a lot of people is to harm other people.
Mm-hmm.
The hollies are out there more, and most of the cuetazos wasn't in the daytime; they were at nighttime.
Yeah.
Especially summertime because everybody's out. As you guys noted, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but crime tends to pick up right after April.
Yep.
All the hollies go up. Why? Is because the sun takes a little longer to go down, and the heat is out there, and then summertime kicks in, and let's go stay up all night and go do these hollies. And it seems to be out there, homies. You have to always be careful. Know your surroundings, and always stay close to God. And if you feel something, homie, if you feel something, get out of Dodge, man. You ain't gotta be there. How many times that you've heard or seen where you were at the wrong place at the wrong time, homie?
Yeah.
And cuetazos happen, and then next that Jaina's dead or that vato's dead. But we were just here having a good time. Yeah, you were just there. Next thing you know, you're not there no more.
Anything can happen at a blink of an eye.
Anything could happen, and a lot of times when we were at parties and this papaya, man, like, wow, man, there was some crazy times. One time there was this big old cuetazo that happened in one of the parties, and me, I didn't care. I was always with Mahale. I didn't. I can't say certain things on YouTube because they shut it down, but I was prepared, and I stood prepared.
Mm-hmm.
And one time there was this big old incident, and my cousin wasn't so much into that life. He wasn't near that life. That he was always scared, so we called him Cherry.
He wasn't up on the game.
He was. We called him Cherry, and sure enough, something breaks out, and the cuetazos go off, and then we're like, "Well, let's stash everything in the van," and we opened the van, and my cousin wasn't under the seats,
Golly.
hiding.
What are you doing in there, Jerry?
Like, hey, Jerry, what the heck you doing, fool? Don't let them blast me. I'm like, what the heck? Primo, sácate de ahí, güey. You're all right. Your cousin's here, homie. Don't worry about it. And his whole gang's here. Don't worry about it. And he gets out of the van. I remember, and he ran straight to his car, and he was gone. But when you feel that something's not right, then go do what you need to do and get out of there.
Yeah.
How many times people didn't lose their life, homie? At Wolos and laid and passed away.
Yeah.
And unexist right there, dog. And, wow, that was hard,
Yeah.
but you got to be careful when you go out, please. I know that you're older now, but still, you like to have your pistol. You like to have your recreational hierbita.
Mm-hmm.
Think you're 16 years old still.
Yep.
You just got to be careful, You got to be mature about things, and you ain't got to be like that no more. Be prepared all the time like that with something. Just keep through, do your thing and keep on going forward. Where you don't have to get caught up in those kind of situations. Right, Alfred?
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. I mean, I think for the most part, I don't remember ever experiencing something like Cherry, right? But the thing is, but you're right. You're right. You just got to be out there and just be cautious that, hey, you know what, Anthony? Sometimes I feel bad for those that, for those kids that have a good, strong will, right?
Yeah.
When I say good, strong willed is like, I'm unbeatable. I'm on top of the world, right? When you say, that hey, if they look for me, they'll find me, right? But I remember, man, we had friends that were like that, man. We had friends that were like, hey, come on, I'm up for it, right? The problem with that is that you're always going to find someone that's bigger and better than you.
Oh, yeah.
So you always have to make sure that you understand that if you're going to go out there with that mindset, you got to be ready to take it. So sometimes people go out there with that mindset and then they ended up on the first day, being tempted, right? I said it tempted because you're being tempted in a situation where you're going to find that guy that has bigger shoes than you.
Yeah.
And so you got to know what to do because, we have those people in our home that are tough, right? You can't talk to them because they're always angry, or even they tell you, you do something to me, right? Guys, when we go out there, it's a complete different mindset. So what you're saying is right. And if somebody's out there that's young and maybe grandparents, parents that are having a struggle with the youngster, man, have them listen to this, man. Cause this is all this is pure history right here, man. You know what I mean? Pure history from people that have been there, people that have experienced that, people that understand that life out there is not as tough as what they think.
Yeah.
So you got to be careful and you got to be prepared, mentally and spiritually,
Especially, too, like for all these youngsters not, have fun,
Yeah.
doing what you got to do. But watch who you with, too, because, you get caught up in the game and that.
Yeah.
You get a lot of them, it's going to turn on you, and who's the next ones in jail? You are, because they ran on that. So you don't really know what they're really about.
True.
Yeah. You have to know the individual that you're running with.
Mm-hmm.
What are his intentions?
Mm-hmm.
Is he really wanted? Is he
really down with
is
that?
he really down with it? Is he gonna have your back a la hora de la hora, or is he gonna run, leave you hanging? If something were to happen, you live and learn. You live and learn, and you get to know who's your close friends and who's not, and who's been there for you, who's gonna see you through. Is it just quick hit and run? Like, yeah, homie, he's my friend, he's my homie. But next thing you know, a la hora de la hora, you could be left there, lifeless, homie. And see you through. I mean, nobody's gonna see you through at those times. And your homeboy, you had a good homie, te dejó, left you behind. And it's the same thing when you get incarcerated. When you thought that you had a good friend, next thing you know, he's up in the court stand and testifying against you. You thought you this, you thought you that. No, you live and learn.
Yeah.
And as for people that us that we've been through it, you got to be careful how close you get with your friends, how close you get to the gente. The older you get, the more you tend to push out people away from your life, to not really get them close to you. Guard your heart. We know so many people on Rose.
Yeah.
We know so many people, but there's only a handful that we let into our little circle. To this day, I don't know Rose's whole story. They'll ask me, Hey, bro, what about Rose? What about this? I go, look, homie, it's business. We have a firme little relationship of brother and sister, and it's growing. And I'm not there to ask her personal questions like that, homie. You know, and little by little, those walls get broken down. But to have close friends like that, I could count mines with one hand, you know? Same with her, you know? Because she's already been through some stuff. I've been through some stuff. But little by little, you get to know the person and what's the intentions. And, you know, and that's how you're supposed to grow in your life. When you get older and mature, you get to pick your friends and pick them correctly, you know? Who's really there for you? Who's going to have your back when you need money and just show up and here's some feria? Just like my homeboy Chula this weekend, and he paid for the whole thing up front. Like, hey, Holmes, I'm all right, dog. You know, like, nah, I know you need it right now. Your rent's coming up, you know, and your sales are a little down because of what's taking place with immigration, homie, you know? You know, people like that, it's, you hold them a little closer, you know? It's like, man, you know, and the funny thing, Rose and Alfred, that my homeboy Chula used to hang around with my brother. And I seriously thought they were losers. I swear, like, I ain't got time for these fools, you know?
Because your mind was set somewhere else, you know?
Him, my brother, George, all these freaking kids, dog. Even my homeboy Raccoon and all them, and they used to come up, baby. What's up, Lazy? What's up? Because that's what they used to call me. And I'm over here cleaning the cuetes, you know what I mean, in the pan. Like, man, shit, get out of here, man. Squantearte, homie, you know? And they'll be in front of the pad, and they'll walk back to their pad. And I never really gave them the time of the date, you know? And I seriously thought they were losers. Now, fast forward 35 years, 30-something years, and now it's like, damn, I'm the loser. I'm going to his house. I'm like, what's up, homie? How you been? What you got to eat, dog? You know? I got my kids with me, you know what I mean? They're like, hey, Dad, you're a straight loser like that. I'm like, man, mind your business, homie. We can get some free food right now. And I'll pull up because they live in the dead end. I'll pull up and I'll honk. What's up, food? What you got to eat, homie? Well, I got this, I got that. And he'll come out and bring the food.
Wow,
you know,
cool.
And it's like, you know, in front of everybody, you know, we'll have the whole crowd right there. Like, man, this vato was a straight loser, homie, when we were kids, dog. Straight cero pedo, homie. But now fast forward all the time, now I'm the loser, homie. I'll be like that, what is it? Come on, champ. Hey, champ, where we going, champ? Was it the Chihuahua and the Bulldog?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, champ, where we going, you know?
But you know what? You give people a benefit of the doubt, you know? Want to get to know the person, what they're about, you know? Try to find out their little history and that. But then you can tell you're grimy. I got to get on.
Yeah, you got to know, you know what I mean? You got to have discernment of the spirit.
Yeah.
What's their intentions, you know?
Yeah.
But
What are they trying to gain out of it?
yeah, trying to get out of it, you know? And, you know, my homeboy, he's, we pull up and sure enough, he takes care of us, homie, you know? And it's like, man, gracias, homie. Good looking out. And I go home and I'm like, man. And Maria will ask me, what's wrong? I'm like, I used to mistreat all those fools, you know? It's like, give them a hell, you know? Yeah.
It's a trip. It's a trip. Yeah.
Can I see a
You go
story?
back, yeah.
Man, I didn't like those fools. So one day I'm like, man, you brought those down there, man. Come here, Kylie. You know? And my brother was younger. Let me see how down you guys are. Woofing all this crap. Why don't dress our homies out? Here, take this. And guess what I gave him? PCP.
Oh, no.
Yeah. A ver si tienen los, you know what I mean? And man, they were gone. You know, they're like, what is this? Like,
Out with the pigeons, huh?
yeah. Like, was it Friday, huh? You ready to hang with the big boys? Or what do you say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ready to hang
Hector,
with
right?
the big boys? Here you go. Hey, take it easy. Man, I smoked it out, you know.
Hey, but people used to trip on that. I mean, I used to just kick back and enjoy and watching everybody else either like running around butt naked or trying to jump off a roof. It's like, wow, they're really tripping.
Yeah, I go, "Oh, this is some chingones. Here you go, homie." I give him a wet 20, I think. There was almost the whole stick. No, it was like half of the stick.
Yeah,
and
half.
I'm like, "Cállate, fool," you know what I mean? And I got the carburetor in there, and I go, "A ver si pueden, homie." And oh my God, they were in the front lawn. I remember my brother walks in. "What is that?" I like, did you enjoy it? And he's all like, "No, I don't feel nothing. I'm floating." And I'm like, oh man, that goes for you and your loser friends, you know. But we were, I was tremendous, you know. But you know, you just never know you know that what their intentions are,
Yeah.
if they're good people or not. You know, you gotta have discernment, you know, and the people that you did wrong, you know, go apologize.
Yeah.
You know, be sincere. They will probably not accept your apology. That's okay, but that's for you, not for them. You know, that's for you. Seriously, that's for you, not for them, because you won't understand where they're at, where they come from, you know, and they might be in the same circle, and you got on with your life. You know, you took off, you already established something, and, you know, just, you see them, hey, for what it's worth, they dispensa, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I got to this last week, I seen a homeboy that, he helped me out. He helped me snap out of, an incident that took place, and that was one of my darkest time in my life, where I had to be involved in an incident. I can't
Yeah.
I can't say so much. I don't want to get incriminated, you know,
Yeah.
incriminate myself. But I got involved in an incident, and when that individual fell, you know, I kind of blacked out, because you're in the motion, you're in the scene, you roll, you live that lifestyle. So it's like, you know, when you had drugs, alcohol, you live that life, that when you blow up, you blow up. Ain't nothing stopping you.
Yeah.
You know, and when I did Ahale, you know, he snapped me out, like, hey, you know, and I'm like, whoa, you know, I have the weapon with me and whatever, and like, you know, and I gave it to him, he disposed of it, and, you know, I went to God and like, hey man, I'm sorry for what I did, and, you know, help me get out of this place, and please, you know, if I leave this place, I won't come back here no more. Help me out, you know, and I needed to get a peace of mind. And then sure enough, I paroled, and I'll never forget it, because that's one of my last holidays I did. And it was like, man, when you're in that dark lifestyle, that you're trying to find your way out, you know, and whether you know this or not, God will put certain people in your life
Yep.
for you to really walk closer to him. Like, it's not gonna be all like angels and halos and all that. Nah, he's gonna use certain people in your life where you could kind of know and start walking into a better lifestyle. So when he snapped me out of it, like, what he doing? You know what I mean? Like, come on, you know, you gangster with this, homie. You're dozing off, you know. And I just blacked out. And then I remember he disposed of it, but we were on lockdown and all that, and man, I'll never forget it, because nobody wanted to get near me after that. Like, when that had happened, they were away, because they knew I was the one that did the holly.
Yeah.
They didn't want to get
out.
busted.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man. And sure enough, you know, I was with another homeboy there, kicking back, helped him out, and feed me vato, you know, from our area. And he didn't want to change. Nobody wanted to change. You know, and it's like, man, we got to get out of this hellhole. But they've never been busted before.
Oh.
I had done a gang of time. They'd never been to prison. So I kind of took them under the wing, you know?
Yeah.
And sure enough, I seen them this last week. Oh man, I'm like, hey, what's up, homie? You're from such and such, and they call you such and such. I'm like, yeah. And he took off his glasses. I go, it's me, Lazy from Norwalk. And he's all like, oh, damn. He gave me a hug. I said, hey. And I go, hey, Holmes, thank you. He's all, for what, homie? Just thank you for that day that, you made me snap out of that hole that I was in when I took place. He goes, yeah, it's all right, homie. You had to do what you had to do, but at the same token, I can't let you just go down like that.
Yeah.
And we chopped it up, and it was feedback. Then on the other hand, he asked for the other homeboy. He goes, did you hear about other homeboy? I'm like, yeah. That other individual was part of our crew. When he paroled, I seen him, and I was like, hey, Holmes, let me help you out. Let me take you to a program. And he's all like, nah, I'm all right, homie. Look, I'll go to the program after. I got one more holler to take care of, and he took out 2 pedazos. And I was like, oh, man, dog, that's not the way, homie. Come on, dog, let it go, homie. It's going to be okay. Like, nah. And there was this day he had barely paroled, and they threw a party for him. And he's like, nah, it's going to be okay. Man, homeboy didn't even live to see 3 days out.
It's crazy.
Yeah, passed away. But, some people are there for your path to have a light in your path.
Yeah.
You might not, they might not look at it that way. But if you're trying to straighten out, you're trying to go forward, you're trying to see the light, you know what I mean? And really change your life, God will put certain people in your path.
That's true.
Like
That
snap
is
out
so
of him
true.
and so what's wrong with you? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thankful that I gotta have those people in my life that were able to help me out and assist me. Some people don't like doing it, but the conviction will sit in with those people, and next they'll help you out to do what they need to do to help you, and vice versa. Sometimes you don't want to help out people, but you got to go out there and help them out.
Yeah.
You got to give them a helping hand, and like, man, this is the same old. When you going to change, But you just keep on doing it as best as you can. You can't give them the whole pie, but you give them a slice of pie.
Yeah, that's true.
Here, homie, arréglate, güey. Get better. Do yourself a bottle, homie, and do right, homie, Come out of it, dog, But thank God that he was able to put people in my path. So I was able to come out of it, and now I'm the loser. Now I'm the loser, but it's okay. It's all right. I'm good. I'm healthy. I'm full. A little bit of feria. I own a business. I'm out there at the shows. I've helped out a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's
true. You have.
I mentioned earlier about the Tovars and all that, and I was able to speak to that Heina that's has the case going on with Lowrider and all that, and she didn't want to give me the time or the date, and she was hard, I'm not putting her under the bus. She was hard, like meet me at my level, that kind of hard.
Oh.
And I've done this. I just want to work for it, and it's like, wow, I ain't educated like that. I'm not, and people like that is like, they don't intimidate me, but I get a little standoffish because I don't know the education part.
Yeah, I hear what
These
you're
people
saying.
have masters and all that. I'm not like that.
But see, I get what you're saying. But on those two point of view, okay, you got yours and they got theirs, okay? But then they push a button inside you and the street come out.
Well, that's when she really changed, because I said, yeah, well, you know what? I live in the barrio. She's like, whoa, I still live here. But let me tell you what I've done. What have I accomplished? And wow, I just started bam, 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 bam. This is what I've done for the raza. This is what I've done. I'm the first Chicano in 107 years to be the first actual Chicano to do a lowrider show at the LA Auto Show. And just going one after another, after another, after another, you know?
Then
And
they
I
get
was-
amazed.
Yeah.
Because what you're
no,
throwing back at them, it's like, wait a
they,
minute.
they weren't amazed. She gave me the respect, dog.
Well, yeah.
That's where it's like, okay, now we could talk, you know? And, you know, it was just like, whoa, you know, like, it was it was a hard conversation, you know? Those type of people you can't beat because they're like lawyers, you know?
Well, yeah.
And when I threw all that, and I still live in Nevada, and I've done this, I've accomplished this. I'm not educated like you. I don't got my master's. I don't got all that. But this is all I've done for our people, for our raza. And I just kept going and going and going and going. And I go, I've been out about 17 years, 18 years, I think, and I've accomplished all this. Rockin Chicano is under an LLC, and, you know, and this is what I've done. And, you know, we helped out this people, and we helped out that, and we established this, we established that. And she goes, all right, you know. And the conversation changed. It shifted into a cruise control now.
Okay.
Like, okay, you know, and we were able to have a conversation, you know, but no, it was hard. But, you know, you bump into individuals in your life where, you know, you ain't worthy of it, but you know what you've done, what you have created, what you established should be able to open up the roads for you, you know?
Yeah, because you get profile.
Yeah.
They
And
look at you a certain way and thinking it's like, okay, well, this one don't know nothing and that. But
Yeah.
then when you come back and your intelligence and let them know, it's like, well, you know what? I've done this, and that just because I look this way don't mean that I'm dumb.
Man, it was like the conversation went into another scene. Like, oh, you know, and where were you at? What have you done? And into this protest, and I said, I've done this, I've done that. You know, well, I didn't see you here. I was not there. I was on the other side, you know. But I am a 3-striker. I have to be careful when I approach those agents, you know. I have to do this. And then she started giving me advice on how to do certain things. I'm like, well, thank you so much, you know. And the whole conversation changed. And at the end of it, she goes, I still ain't changing my mind. I go, I'm not here to change your mind. I'm just here to let you know that if you would have called them up first, you know, they would have withdrawn with everything, you know. They're good people, you know, and they're my sponsors también. They when anytime I need anything. But let you know, them people are like me, you know. And she goes, okay, cool, you know, and the whole conversation went smooth, went good right after that.
Well, she heard you out.
Yeah, we went on a good note, you know, and I'm the type that I typed it out through the phone, but it deleted it. So I seen the number, I called up. Like when I have an issue, I'm going to call it up, bro.
I know you do.
I'm going to call it up, homie. You got a number there? You obviously left your number there for a reason. Oh, we're going to chop it up, you know? And I go, that's the reason why I called you. What? Not a private number, you know? And it went pretty good, but you're going to bump into a lot of gente in your life that you ain't worthy, you know? Which I understand her situation, like all educated, masters and all that. And oh, this papaya. Those, remind me of, because we're talking about the brown berets and all that. And I'm like, yeah, well, they're not the same no more. You know, they're not like the ones that we knew, like my
Back in the
uncle's
day.
times where they used to bring their homeboys and they had all nothing but, they even had a clica called Chicano Power. It wasn't even a gang, but it was considered like a gang, you know?
Like a party crew.
No, they weren't partying.
No,
They
I said
were
back then. Remember gangs and then party crews. Remember?
yeah. And he was I go, I don't see them no more. And if I do, you know, they're just different. They, you know, I don't really associate with them. You know, I've had a lot of differences with them. It's all like, why is that? And I said, because they're just racist. She's all like, what? And like, yeah. Like the last one I spoke to, you know what I mean? They'd be like, the blue-eyed devil, the blue-eyed devil. You know, like, man, that's the last thing I want to hear. You know, I want to hear about something, how we could come up, you know, and I've spoken to a lot of people that are like that, all the mecha people and all those hardcore, I don't like hearing that, I like to hear the positive. Like, I already know what we're facing. I already know the opposition, it's a funny thing because, people will use the word colonize and they did this, they did that, but yet our own people bash our own people and take them to court through a colonized judicial system. What do you say?
Yep. Yeah, judicial.
Through the colonized system.
Colonized
like
system.
it don't make sense, like if that's the case, then why do we got to go through the court? It's kind of hard, but I don't associate with a lot of people like that. To me, I'm a Chicano, I work with everybody. I don't care your skin color. That's you. Treat me right. Treat me fair. Firme. I'm a Chicano. My trailer, my panel says to the top, raza, because we need to come up to the top. Is my banner all Mexican? No. I'll have a Mexican flag, but the majority of the flag will be American because I'm born here. I'm born here, homie. But I take pride of the roots that I come from, where my family comes from, So we're screwed here and we're screwed there, But to the nitty gritty is...
Reminds me of La India Maria, ni de aquí ni de allá.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And we just push forward and I'll help you. I don't care your skin or the color. It's like, when you become racist like that, bro, I go back, like say for instance, there's some raza that are real racist, dog, and a lot of them are like the mecha people that I've met, and hey man, if you guys, oh man, I've seen some hardcore roasts. Don't get near him. Don't speak to him. He's the blue-eyed devil. Like what? You know what I mean? Like, I know that vato. He goes to the Harley shows. You know what I mean? He rides his motorcycle and we chop it up. We talk about motorcycles. And the guy talks to me real good just because he doesn't get along with them or doesn't have a feel for the program that he wants to establish back and forth. Then they use that card. Yeah. And I go back to this, homie. If you treat me right, I'm going to treat you right. You disrespect me with my race or me calling me whatever because they've called me mojado or whatever. You know what I mean? You wet bag or whatever. And of course, that other word will come out of me too. Check this out. Cabacho, you know? Better sit your freaking punk asses out of my way. And they'll get scared, homie, But it's, I always go back, like if I'm going to go off like that, I think of this. If I'm going to be racist off the top for a person, then I think about, what if we were kids? What if he was a child?
Yeah.
And he's a gabacho. Am I going to mistreat him like that? I can't, dog. Hate was built through the years. Hate was built and put that into his brain, into his heart, into his spirit. You just don't go off and tell somebody off like that, dog. If they get you mad, then just go at it.
Yeah.
What does the skin color got to do? Yeah. Is it because the way he carries himself? Is it because, the way he speaks or whatever? We can't be judgmental like that.
Yeah.
So if he's moreno or firme, I know the way they're going to act. I know the way the paisa's going to act. I know the gabacho, how he's going to act. But do I just judge him and mistreat him because of the color of his skin, homie? No, we can't, dog. And I always go back to think, what if he was a kid? Would I do that to a child? Yeah. Would I say that word to a child? I couldn't, dog. It gets pretty hard, homes. You know what I mean? When the racist card comes out, like right now, with all that we're dealing with, immigration and all the laws, and it's hard. Oh, and another good news, you guys, the vatos from Venezuela got kicked out of El Salvador. So that's a good sign, homie. I heard they're going to throw an investigation. you know, against the president. I don't know what they expect to get out of it. He's a cold dude.
Yep.
You know, talking about God, talking about this. No, about those cold, homie. If he takes pride in just housing these fools and not finding them treatment and don't care about they get a second chance or a life or whatever, then he's just about the business, you know. But they were able to make it home, so that's feeding for them, you know. Not all of them were gang members, you know. Let's just keep it real. But we always got to be careful, you know what I mean? And know the gente and know the situation and don't get caught up with the nonsense, the racist thing was taking place. And, you know, it's sad. You see all this happening and, you know, the government keeps on putting out feria, keeps putting money up and people keep on biting and people keep on chasing these our gente down, you know, and what's going on with the celdas and all that. And I heard the president's coming in and trying to sue and trying to get those people out. There's 2 individuals that got caught up, 2 brothers, and they were in a vacation visa, they were in visa vacation and goes back home. One gets pulled over by the trooper, goes back home. The other one goes back home to get the paperwork, and they gaffle both of them up. And they're in Florida right now.
Wow.
You know, so I heard the president's trying to get at him, and it's just sad, Holmes. It's just hard. And in reality is, you got to look at it this way, Holmes. In the next 30 years, what's going to happen with our people? We're going to get them in Congress. We're going to get them into detectives, lawyers, judges, you know, branches in the in the Fed building. And, you know, it's just, they don't want it like that, homie.
Oh, of course not.
You know, they don't want it like that. You know, but what do you think, Alfred?
I think it's all opportunity, man. When we talk about this, I mean, first you were talking about the, you know, the racists. I mean, you know, the kids. What would happen if we put kids into a playground? Do you think the first thing that kids will look at is skin color?
Yeah.
Or will they just look at playing? I don't know about you, but when I was a little kid and we were all in the hood, right, playing around together with the Chinese, the Hawaiians, or the blacks, I never looked at them for the skin color. I looked at them as, man, this is opportunity to have fun, to play.
Yeah.
You know, and of course, some of them are ruthless. They're tough. They beat you up and then you're crying. Right. But the true reality is that we should always, we should put our mindset back to our kids.
Yeah.
You know, because kids do not look at, you know, the color. They don't look at the racism that's around, you know, that people talk about, or what's going out there, you know, what's being thrown out there from a lot of different places. And so we just got to be careful. I feel we have to be careful and really just, you know, I completely understand, you know, I was, you know, learning back in the 90s, back in the Mecha. They're not the group that they used to be, man.
Yeah.
You know, you were talking about the Brown Beret, the Mecha. They're not the same group that we used to, you know, that at least I learned back in the 90s. I mean, think about it. El Movimiento Estudiantil was a huge movement that actually did what it said it would do, which is educate, you know, minorities or Latinos or Hispanics into Hispanic studies. Now I'm looking at how it's turned into a political arm for particular things to put out, messaging that is just like it creates.
It's far out.
Yeah, man, it creates just the divisive between, you know, us and them, and I'm like, that's not what I know. That's not who I strongly believe that the community should be able to properly educate. You know, we should be able to grow together, right? Learn together, educate ourselves together, and get into these positions that you're talking about. Nothing is stopping us, but the problem is that when it comes down to La Raza or Latinos, it's hard to move together. You know what I mean? It is tough because we're all, you know, we want to, you know, jump on top of the other, and I want to make it and he wants to make it. And, you know, but at the end, we need to work together. You know, we need to understand that the community is growing. We have 13 people that just migrated into the United States. How do we get them up to par in a situation in communities where we're at?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of opportunity for us that been here, right? Community leaders, people that understand how the water runs around here. And I think we need to quickly start establishing that connection with these people and say, hey, be careful because we've seen this, right? Be
Yeah.
careful because we already know, hey, there's a pothole right there. You're gonna fall in it. Look at my leg, bro. Ya me la enlodé. I already been through it.
Yeah.
So I understand. So yeah, man, the message that is out there, from these organizations, man, is just sometimes it's hard. What do you call it? What do you call it when you're like, man, it's tough because that is not the organization
That we knew.
that we knew.
Yeah, it's gotten hard. What do you think, Rose? Back in the days, Raza was more united back then, huh?
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, growing up too, like in elementary, junior high, and that, I mean, it was all that racial riots.
Yeah,
There was a lot of racial riots with blacks and Mexicans at the schools
yeah,
all the time.
yeah. You know who I like listening to a lot? Farrakhan.
Mm-hmm.
He's a Muslim, but I
Yeah.
love how he speaks about our people, his people, the government, and all that. And they're like, whether you guys know this or not, he goes, you guys are brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Even cousins. He said because we're both born into the slavery mentality, the poverty-ish mentality, he said, which is true. It was different in our times, when we said, hey, for the raza, it was for the raza. Now it's like everybody has just gone their own way
Yeah.
and forgotten the roots where they came from. And look at them, a perfect example. The big percentage of ICE agents are raza.
Oh, I know.
Chicanos with LA hats and all that. Are you for reals, homie? You sell out like that? Oh no, I just they're in here illegally. So was your grandparents, fool.
Okay.
And it hasn't been the same. And then the message now is different. You don't hear them. That's why to me when I put like to the top raza or que pasa raza, what I mean, it means unity. You really speak up to our people to grow and motivate. And I'm not about mad dogging, no, Rose. We're not about
I know.
mad dogging. We're not about
Serious.
chingones and I've been here to the base. So effing what, homie?
You know what? The past is the past.
Past is the past. I don't care. Excuse me. How many yardas you been to? How many pegadas you done? Who cares, man? Like if that's gonna be towards your 401k, it's irrelevant. It's done and over with.
Mm-hmm.
And we lost all the yards. I don't care what clique you from. Most of the yardas are dropouts.
Oh, I know.
They don't matter no more. All that holly and all that where you been at, it's irrelevant. You can't bring that out here, and it don't work. Oh, you're gonna mind somebody, man, homie. Same. Go try to tell that to the guy in the skinny jeans and the puffy hairdo. He's gonna look at you like, what? So to us, when we speak on certain things, it's really to motivate you, to push you into another level in your life so you could really grow. And I don't care from you're up north, Texas or whatever. Hey, we gotta come together. We gotta make a difference. I see it. We could come up, but a lot of us has jealousy, envy, and strife, and you see it like it's weird because when I do the videos for Rose, we're going back to the videos, right, Rose?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't
Of
done
course.
the videos because Rose says not to do it. She held me back. Nah, but I mean, every time I do the videos for Rose, we get so much freaking hate on Facebook and all that. Instagram is good. TikTok
TikTok's
is good.
good.
But that tells me something. You know what that tells me? Is that the older people is the one that tend to hate the most.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking this. They didn't live a hard life to understand and cherish the things that are in front of you. Then people never been nowhere. Then people never had a hard life like that. And if they did, they still have that mindset of Screw them, it's about me. Screw them, it's about me. If I don't have it, they can't have it. They this and that, and it sucks. But she does get a lot of hate. And it sucks because we're raza, And one of the first things, well, she ain't raza. Are you raza, Rose?
The last I remember when I was born with that birth certificate, yeah.
Did your let me ask you this. Speaking of birth certificate, you might have it. I'm pretty sure you did. Did your birth certificate say white?
Yeah.
Mine does too.
My mom's, what?
How many? Did it start in the 50s?
I don't
50s
know.
to 70s, I heard. 75 was the last year. That's what I heard.
I don't know, because like I said, my mom's and that, when I seen white Caucasian, it's like, we're white. But back in the days, either you were
Black
white
or white,
or black.
right?
But yeah, no, yeah, that. It's like, okay, well.
Yeah, I told one of the people, like, hey, look, I'm white. I'm a gabacho. They're like, nah, I didn't know that,
Why didn't either?
Then I'm like, well, I'm white también. Like, no, you're not. Yeah, I have vitiligo, homie. You guys don't know what that is. That's what Michael Jackson had. The white spots.
Oh my God, stop it. But it's too, I don't know, everybody always has something. It's just like, the same things. It's like people come up, it's like, oh, it's talking in Spanish. I understand a little, but I don't know how to speak it.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, you should be a disgrace for your race because you don't speak that. Sorry,
And
I don't speak it. It was never spoken. And if we were close family, we were all dysfunctional in our family and that, how are you going to learn?
for the record, listen, you guys. If you don't speak Spanish, that's all right. That's not a disgrace. The disgrace is when you don't know how to speak Nahuatl. Okay? Let's get that straight. If you can't speak Nahuatl, then you have no space to be saying, oh, you're a disgrace because you don't speak Spanish.
Oh.
No, Spanish was for the Europeans. What was it called, Alfred?
Which one?
It's from Spain. The actual,
Spaniard. It's actually it was
not mestizo.
no, it was what is it called? Español. It's Spanish, but it was oh my goodness.
That is the actual Spanish from Spain. So if they tell you, oh, well, you don't speak Spanish, you're a disgrace if you don't speak Spanish. No, you mean Nahuatl, homie. If I don't know how to speak Nahuatl, then that's a disgrace because that's where the homeland's from, That's what we spoke.
Oh, that's good to know.
What was it called, Alfred?
It's Spaniard, no, española, lengua española, no,
No.
que es castellano.
Castellano.
There you go.
Castellano. That's the original, without all the words are rolled with an S, right?
Yep, castellano. Yeah, they always. Everything has a the.
Yeah.
So when you're talking español, when you're saying soup, so it's kind of like a soup.
Oh.
Yeah, so if they say that, you know what I mean? Like, okay, no, Charlie, you mean Nahuatl, homie? Can you speak Nahuatl? Oh, no. Okay, then you're the disgrace también.
I mean, if you have a household, you've been in the streets and that, and you got two parents in the house fighting, that was never spoken in our house, Spanish, because my mom didn't speak it. My dad, he was never home. So we never learned. So how can I be a disgrace if I didn't even get that at home?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, with my kids, they understand it a little bit, and they'll ask me, well, why? There's a reason why my kids don't speak Spanish on me. There's a reason. And the reason is because when I was a child, I was slow.
Mm-hmm.
I was in my own world.
Mm-hmm.
I would fall asleep in school, in class. They would call my parents and I'll be asleep. They'll call my tío or whoever and I'll be asleep. I wasn't all there as a kid.
Yeah.
You know, I was in special ed classes. They would send these counselors, psychiatrists or whatever. And
Oh yeah, think that you were. Yeah,
Yeah, they would
got
put
tested.
paintings in front of me,
Mm-hmm.
and I would define something else, and they'll be like, "Well, why do you look at this like that? Why? What is this?" I go, "What do you want me to see? Something else?" I go, "This is what I see," and I would explain to them, and I had a hard time speaking in English
Mm-hmm.
when I was in first, second, kindergarten, first and second, and um, I understood the English, but I couldn't speak it, and my mom would whip me if I would speak English.
Oh, okay. Well,
So
yeah.
I'm like, nah, I can't, and I had a hard time, and I would open up the books and just go through the books, and I would write on the books, and then I would use the pen and make it into a cartoon. And I was so distracted from other things of life that school education never interests me. I would build things, and I would count with my fingers when I would go, and I would call it counting corners. So everything that was a square, that was a corner, I would count it with my toes and my fingers. I was not right.
Yeah.
I was
But
not
then
right.
back in the day, growing up too, and the school districts and that, you put the Spanish speaking kids with the English. So how are you going to learn to speak Spanish and you got the Spanish kids can't speak English?
Yeah.
They didn't care.
They didn't care. Yeah.
They didn't
So
care.
that's what they did to me, and then I
Yeah.
ended up flunking,
Yep.
falling back on second grade, and um, I had a hard time, man. Rose.
Because it was dysfunctional. I mean, because how are you going to learn something if the teachers don't got the time? They just pass you for no reason.
Yeah.
I mean, because they didn't care. But how am I going to learn how to speak Spanish if I wasn't at home? But you take the Spanish class and that, but they're not teaching you what you're supposed to. And then the Spanish-speaking kids teach them English. Well, how are they going to learn if you're not teaching them either?
Yeah, and I remember my first grade teacher. She was scandalous, and I ended up having her for second grade, I think. Yeah, for second grade for the second year, and her name was Miss Oriz. She was from Argentina,
Mm.
and she was an evil person, and she used to because back in the days they were able to hit you, remember? And then she
So with
would
that ruler?
bam in my hands, and man, he's listen, pon atención, and I'll be like, I didn't know, I couldn't focus, and being in the streets all night with my mom and all that, and I'd be like so out of it, and eventually I was able, where I learned good English. Well, I had already picked it up, but do you know where kind of my mind picked up at, and I was more alert, I was more trucha, more into certain things of life when I went to junior hall, because you don't see no paisas there,
Yeah.
and
Serious.
I already hanging around with the homeboys and all that, but you met a lot of people that had money, juvenile people that had money, that had parents, and you're like, whoa, and then you would sit down and hear their stories
Yeah.
because there was no TV. So you would hear their stories. Oh yeah, to this day, why I have my toys and all that, and trip out on this, Rose. Why I have my toys and the quads and all that. A homeboy would sit down and we would all share stories, right? There was a homeboy named Pete, and Pete goes, man, my dad used to take me here, and we used to go out there in the desert, and we used to do this, and we had this 4x4 Cadillac, and you see it running, and we had the dirt bikes, and he would tell me all these stories. Well, later on, when I got to grow older,
Yeah.
I picked up my toys and whatever, and now my kids have it. But all those stories that you hear when you're incarcerated, you try to apply it to yourself. So when I got a juvenile hall, their stories were just different than mine.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I
You
mean,
know, and
you're always in class.
yeah, you got to hear different stories. So I was able to grow even more. My brain turned on even more. Like, this is school for me. This is where I need to learn certain things. And sure enough, yeah, I got more into reading, writing, little bit, and I would pick up a book, and to this day, I'm not lying. I think my grade level would probably be 7th grade.
Well,
You
see,
know?
back then, I mean, they didn't care. Like I said, they didn't care about that. That's why I dropped out of school, because what am I learning? You ain't teach me nothing. So I thought I knew more, because, hey, as long as I got the money, selling drugs, whatever.
Yeah.
So, I made my money. But then later, as I got a little older than that, I went back to school. I got my GED. I got my business degree in that. But if they showed me back in the days, maybe I would have stood in school. I mean, what was the sense of me staying there? You ain't teaching me nothing anyway.
You got your GED, fool?
Yes, fool. I did go back.
What?
I went to business school. It was what? Data entry, preparation, data entry, and business. I got mine. But I went back as I
So
was
you know how
older.
to type with your fingers?
Yeah, Tenki. I love Tenki.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Machala.
But back in the days, it's like I didn't care. You don't care. I don't care either. I
Yeah.
want to go back on the streets. I want to go get high. I ain't learned nothing. I want to learn how to make money.
No, that's so true.
Yeah.
When you're in school, you're like, man, I just want to go make feria, make a living, and
I want to eat.
yeah, what they say about now, getting caught up with the student loan, pay it off for the next 15 years.
Oh, yeah.
I way.
And that's what happened to me. He took it out. I went to school and that got, like I said, my business.
Wait a minute, fool, you went to college?
I went to a trade school.
Trade school, yeah.
I went to trade school. But then at the time, it's like, okay, that I don't have to pay for that. Years later, they keep backing me. And for me to pay it back, it's like, what
Pay
do you
off
mean?
that student loan.
Yes. So they were garnishing my checks from work and that till I paid it all off.
You did?
I had to. Shoot. I mean, they were, what is it when they take
The garnet?
garnishing my checks from work? So I made a deal, here, well, I got paid rent, I got bills and stuff and that. So they deduct. So yeah, it took.
That's firme.
Yeah, a year, almost 2 years when they were taking money from my check for that student loan.
Yeah, that's true. But with me, I didn't. I learned a lot, and the brain turned on. I remember, like, okay, I gotta pay trucha more attention or whatever. This ain't the calles. And you get to hear all these stories. And with my kids now, I didn't want them to have an accent. I want them to speak fluent English and understand everything in school. Now that they're teenagers, okay, mijos, you guys could learn now.
Well, yeah, 'cause they're
now you
older
can learn.
now.
Yeah, you can learn Spanish now. So we teach them here and there. They'll be like, Dad, that's the reason why you didn't teach us. I go, yeah, that's the reason.
Well, yeah,
I see the disadvantages. I see the disadvantages. When people have just speak straight English, they're more. How do you say it? More advanced in the Americanized system.
yeah.
What do you mean? What do you mean? That's not true. It is true.
Yes.
You know more, than you would be like my mom. She wanted me to be like, just know English. I'm going to teach you like this. This is the way you're going to be like, no, Mom, I can't. What's wrong with
It's hard in the schools.
But so when trip out. So, Rose, trip out. So, I go to junior hall and they changed my name. The people changed my name. The staff changed my name. Anthony. So when I got out, my name, I went with Anthony. So no more Tony. Hey, Tony, ven pa' acá.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so when they do call me Tony, I'll be like, whoa, where do you know me from? Well, you must know me good, But it was just that name.
Okay.
So I ran with that name. So my original name is Antonio,
Okay.
And Antonio Tavares. I'm a junior, but I don't use it. But when I got incarcerated, I was about 14 and 13, 14, and it just Anthony ever since that. So that's how I go by that name. I just go by it. You know what I mean? Might as well. I've had it all these years, but there is an advantage when you know the get down,
Oh, yeah.
But
Shout out to Ghost Sosa Music. Says salute Queen, salute, and it says intellect, and it says Toño. So shout out to Ghost Sosa Music at YouTube.
That's right. Saludos to you guys, and we have Rosie in the building, and she got a GED, fool.
I ain't dumb.
Intellect.
Hey, like I said, only thing I want to do is sell man, because I had to pay rent. At the age 13, being out there in the streets and that, just like, I was going to sell my body. So it's like, you know what? I'm going to get selling drugs.
Hey, Rose, you know Mike Landry?
That's my son.
Landry.
Landry.
Why Landry?
Landry.
Is it Jefito's last name?
Yeah.
Was he Gabacho?
No, native.
He was native.
My kids are Filipino and native.
What?
Yes. Well, I'm Mexican. Yeah. Their dad, I didn't know till I really met. Looking at him, you wouldn't even think.
He's Raza.
Chicano. Oh, yeah.
He lives on Raza.
Yeah, well, he's Chicano. He's Philippine because his mama. And his dad was Chicano, Hawaiian, and the grandma was Philippine.
That's crazy.
That's where they get the last name Landry.
He says hi.
Hi, baby.
Don't worry, homie. I'm taking care of your feet, homie. Don't trip, dog. You know how it is, homie. I do, Holmes. Right, Rose? Tell him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he does.
Be looking out, homie. She's in good hands, homie.
Yeah.
And she got my son. He's a boxer.
Oh, yeah.
Back on,
Daniel.
homie. But he says hi, mom.
Hello, my son.
Where's he at right now? Up north?
In Reno. My kids live up in Reno. My grandkids, my kids.
Yeah, I met your familia at the day of Vegas
Oh, yeah. My son, my daughter.
with Crazy Jesse.
Yeah. Let's not talk. I'm going forward. I don't look back.
We won't go back.
Can I role play?
Go, Fred. Go,
You
Fred.
cannot look at my hands, guys. You guys cannot do that because that only makes us look bad. Hey, fool, back out, Holmes. I know what we're doing, dog. Just go get a hold of this DJ, dog, and go put him out there, dog. And like, Rose, you cannot act like that, Rose. And like,
Oh, God. There was a couple of times. It's like,
where's the feria, at, fool?
I had to
There's
step
no money, you guys.
Oh, yeah. What? And that was supposed to be my manager. Check this one out. That's my manager. I went back for my son. It was his birthday and that. Did the balloon release and that up in Reno. But this is my manager. He wants me to pay him to go out to Reno, him and a junior, go to Reno for his expense, his gas, his hotel. And nobody told you to go out there, but you want me to pay for that? It's like, but you're a manager? It's like, get out of here, kick rocks, dude.
Yeah. But I got to meet your whole familia right there.
Yes, my kids, yeah.
That's pretty good.
A lot of people came down for my son.
Man, that fool didn't even give me for gas money, dog.
What if he's charging you to go to Reno? What makes you think you're going to get money from him for gas? But you helped him. You moved him from here.
I help. But you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I don't care if he's looking, whatever. He
care
could take
less.
the kabila. He could take the joke, homie. He could take it, though.
No,
You know?
He'll probably start crying.
I went out there, and you know why I did it, Rose? Because of you and your family. I didn't do it
For my
because of
son?
him. Yeah. You and your
I
whole
know.
familia, everybody. I only did it because of that. I drove all the way down
Yeah,
there.
you did. And it was your birthday.
It was my birthday.
It
That's
was your
right.
birthday because yours is the 16th
Yeah.
and my son's the 17th.
And you know what, Rose? I had to work the next day, I remember.
Yeah.
Early in the morning
You drove back.
from Vegas. And man, but I ain't gonna lie, I was feeling good, and it's never about the pay like that. It's
No.
about, can you pull it off and really be there for somebody that really needs it?
Yes.
And he said, I need a host. And I said, I host it my way, homie. Even though the DJ freaking sucked. That vato needs to get fired, He was all right, but he's all like, he would put down this thing. He goes, I DJ for Arizona and Vegas, not for LA. And, the type of music that you have is not what we play, like, play it, homie.
Tupac,
Play it, dog.
live and die in L.A.
And then he's all like, just have the DJ on deck, homie, And a lot of times, DJ hit me, and I would point it out to him. He'd be like, oh, and, it's hate. I knew it was hate, but, to each his own. But I did it because of you guys, your son, and it was a blessing because on the way back, I was very thankful that I was able to do that for you guys.
Yes, and I was thankful for you doing that.
And I don't sit there and look for a cash out pay, and people do. I don't, because when
You're doing
you
it from
out of
your
the heart, and when you do things out of the heart, Rose, people will do things out of their heart for you.
They bless you.
Yeah, and I've never looked at it like, hey, you better pay me, if I got to do work, I got to do work. But when we got to do something, and you know what, you need a bottle, then we got to do it.
Well, yeah. Well, like I said, like my son's birthday, the balloon release and that. So
Yeah.
you can do it with your heart,
Yeah.
because you say, oh, you left my family, you did this and that, but yet you can turn around and says, I owe you for it. Driving over there, for your gas, for your food, for your hotel. For one thing I didn't tell you, I thought you would be man enough just to go out there because you're doing it through your heart.
Yeah, that's crazy. They're good people. Him and
Certain times, because there's times I wanted to
Yeah.
choke them out.
there was
That's why I had to step away.
there was it's a trip because we pull in the trailer backwards to their house,
Mm-hmm.
and I got a big old freaking trailer. I got
Yes.
two. I got a third one on the way, and I got a big freaking trailer. This thing is what 20 something,
I don't know, it's
20
long.
26-foot trailer. And in one shot, I was able to take the whole thing down to Vegas.
And had a blowout.
And I blew out a freaking tire,
Mhm.
and, I do all this whole holiday and whatever. But, I guess the husband was there, and like, man, what's up, man?
Jesse's husband?
Yeah. And, he had a dog and whatever. And like, you pirujo too, homie? Straight up. Pirujo too, homie? Like, and he goes like this. He puts his hand on his chest like,
Excuse me?
hi, like, it's all right, homie. But yeah, bring down the stuff, homie, because I'm not going to go to the house, bring the stuff down here, And like, yeah, and then he goes, oh, yeah, he's the one that does the books and does all that. Got John, you pirujo too, homie?
Hey, but you know what?
Uh-huh.
His husband, he was really cool people,
Yeah.
I got to know him. I thought he was good people, and I think it's wrong for what he did, You're going out with Junior, but then you got a husband at home.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of Junior, I heard he might be getting out. So if he gets out, that means the state. Oh, man, I hope it's state because federal, they're going to break him off.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't
I
keep
hope
up
he
with
gets-
that.
If and indeed he was at CCB, then that's state.
Yeah.
But if he goes down the street to the federal building, you're through. I'll take a state case any day over a federal case.
Yeah.
Oh, heck yeah. Even though time's better in federal, but they break you off more.
Yeah.
I think I'd rather live in the shoe, get half of the time than to do the full time.
Yeah.
At least you get to do the 85%, And over there, you're going to do 90%, But
Yeah.
hopefully he gets out,
Yeah.
But they did catch him like this.
But he wasn't doing nothing.
How are you going to do that, fool? How you,
I don't know. I
dog,
mean,
man. Like, did you ever, did your uncles tell you about how to do a crime, dog?
apparently
did-
not. No.
Did your primos tell you how to do a jale? Mask up, gloves, todo. Leave the ramfla about a block away. Have another G right waiting for you right there. They never told you how to take a ramfla.
Nope. Straight out, whatever.
Nope. no nothing, no gloves, and he's like this with the rock.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, carnal, what's wrong with you?
But I wasn't doing nothing wrong. I was just protesting.
Yeah.
One of the homeboys told me, I think it was Chula. It was Chula. He goes, well, homie, you were over there off and videos. You didn't school him about the crimes, dog. I'm like, nah, he just wanted to get an approval in the fashion, homie.
I don't know.
If it was good to wear a bow tie, I like, I
Oh,
guess,
yeah.
homie,
I remember
dude,
when you told them.
it's you, homie, you know? But getting caught up with the rock, I hope he gets out, man, you know?
Yeah, I don't wish nobody, to be in there. You know how it feels.
Right?
You don't want to.
But man, you just, and then they caught him in front of the burning car with the flag.
Because I want numbers.
Oh my God. There's a lot of things that it's sad, you know. But
It is, but you know what? People learn, they don't take the advice. You could give a person the advice and that, you shouldn't do this and that, but that's upon you. If you want to take it now and you want to roll this way, you've never ran the street, you weren't from gangs, you weren't this, but then you're going to come out hard and that, thinking that you know everything and that. Well, look, you got caught up throwing the rock.
man, that's sad. You know, that's unfortunate because I don't wish nobody to be
Of course
caught up.
not.
But you got to learn.
Yeah.
They said you have to put your attire to work now, your outfit to work. Your Charlie
No costume,
Browns,
no
no more
costume
costume.
play.
You got to put it to work now.
Right.
I wonder where they're at. You know, I wish them the best. Him and Jesse, everybody, the whole Booyah tribe. You know, but we keep on stepping.
That's how we do. I mean, I ain't looking back. I go forward. You know what?
Right, Alfred? We go
Yes.
forward.
That's one thing. It's
Yeah, that's how it is, man. That's how it is. I think he's gonna learn the hard way, no?
wow. I think he already learned.
Right? Pero pues ni modo, como dices, you move forward and hopefully.
Hey, but what would go through your brain, homie, to go start lunging rocks at these gente?
Because you've seen others.
Exactly.
So
You've seen
instead
others?
of being a leader, you
Yeah,
a follower.
Exactly.
Monkey see, monkey do.
I was gonna say. I think that's one of the biggest issues that we have with the young people now.
Yep.
They're very emotional. They're very gullible, right? Because
Yeah.
you're gonna say, you're just gonna take someone's word for it. Oh, because he said it, I'm going for it. All full on, like full steam ahead, and that's the problem. Sometimes you just gotta take a step back. Hey, I'm for the First Amendment, right? I'm for going out there protesting, but you gotta understand, that the police are not there to make any decisions. Bro, it hurts. It saddens me when I'm seeing people screaming at the cops when the cops cannot make anything. They cannot make any decisions. They're only there to protect the peace. They're only there to make sure that nobody gets hurt. Mm-hmm. But we're seeing these things happen, time after time, where we're seeing people are attacking police.
Put the camera on you, bro.
Which one? Oh, the
For
camera.
you.
Oh,
So they can see.
sorry, es que como está dark,
Yeah.
I got a tan. but this happens all the time where we're seeing people, especially young people, going out there. Listen, we're for it. Hey, go for it. Go and speak your mind. Go take your signs. Go and show your discontent to this society about what's happening with with ICE and immigration. Do it. But just make sure that you do it in a way where it's peaceful. That you're not getting hurt. People are not getting hurt. I mean, what I saw on day 1 and 2 was just it just puts a little bit of, it just shows, it shows a character that we Latinos or Mexicans shouldn't, you know what I mean? Shouldn't. We shouldn't use violence to, 2 wrongs, right? Because you're already causing, one wrong is breaking windows, breaking cars, burning things, attacking the police. All of these things are wrong.
Yeah.
So all of these wrongs are never going to make a right. What did if I ask, I'm asking a broad question to everybody that's listening. What did we accomplish? Were any laws changed?
Nope.
Did some of our people already out of jail because ICE stop the raids? I mean, did we ever accomplish that? See, that's when I take it a step further, where we need to hold our politics, politicians accountable. All these that have the Garcias, the Hernandez, all these people that are Latino that are up there, we should hold them accountable and let them know this is what we need as a people. You know what I mean? We need to get it a step further. I mean, what have we learned? 1992, 1990s, Ronnie King, all these things. What have we learned? That, when we attack with violence, nothing gets done.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, it's been 25 years since I seen this. It's the vicious cycle,
Yeah.
And I'm always telling the young people, I mean, if you want to make change, jump in the position of a politician. Get in there, make change. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, let it be worth, your struggles and the fighting and the things that you're doing. Make it worth it.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I mean, the question is, what do we accomplish? I mean, come on, this guy is already locked up for how long? I don't know if he gets state, lucky, right? But it's a federal.
Oh, he's through.
If he's federal, he's going to be stuck for, 10 years and up.
About between 5 to 8 to 10 years if it's federal.
Right.
But I'm thinking it's state because he went to CCB. Jeez. I hope it's state. But it's true. All these gente that are out there and doing all this papaya, which is, it's okay. You know what I mean?
I'm for it.
To do what is right. And like you said, I see now a lot of congressmen and Padilla congressmen, all this, and all these guys coming up. It's fine. But I'm going to tell you the truth. I never knew who in the hell they were to begin with. Now they come out. I mean, they should have been out. They should have been pushing for us. They should have been doing. I mean, we've been doing it. We've been doing our part, These congressmen should have been doing their parte también, to be pushing into something positive for us. And it's sad because we don't know no better. And what do you mean, Anthony, we don't know no better? Yeah. Look at, 35% of those ICE agents are raza. We really should have took that in consideration. You're selling yourself short. You're cutting yourself short. You sold yourself. You sold your people. Nah, it's not like, it is like that. There is no other way. Oh, they're illegal. Nah, homie. What's his name? Charles White said, they asked him about what do you think about immigration. He goes, deport them. Send them back. Let them fight for let the dogs bite them and what they've been through, I know the Moreno's been through a lot of stuff, but we could be smarter. We don't have to go through that vicious cycle of violence. We don't have to do that. If we were up in our game, we could have held back a lot of things, It's true. Nothing was really accomplished. They got the eye of United States. How? They send the National Guard and the Marines in. That's for damn sure. That's what happened. They burned out a few cars, It's hard because even though we're going now, if you guys do know, the law just passed that if you're a naturalized citizen and you have a DUI, they're able to reject your citizenship,
Wow.
Any kind of crime. It goes to the House, to the Senate, I think, next, and then it goes to the House, and then it goes to Trump. Trump is gonna sign it, And look at what's his name in the night show, the late night show. What's his name?
Was Stephen Colbert? Or
yeah. He got fired. All these things, that's what a dictator would do. But if we could keep on pushing, if we could keep on protesting into the right way and really stand up, I think it would make a big difference. But a lot of people are nonchalant, A lot of people don't care, and they could care less. Well, it ain't gonna affect me. It will affect you. The more here of us, the merrier. The more better it'll be for us. Because somewhere along the line, somebody will pick up to be a good congressman. And who knows, maybe be a president in the next 10, 15 years. Who knows, You never know unless we keep on pushing. But our worst enemy is ourselves, you know? Another raza to hold them down, to push them down. And it sucks, you know? But as long as you're putting in your part, doing what you need to do, I think we'll be able to grow. You know, Alfred?
100%. Hey, I was going to tell you guys, as we continue to learn from this, right? You know how there was the big beautiful bill, right?
Yeah.
That adds budget for the ICE, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, some of the Democrats voted for it. And so you're kind of like, I mean, you got people that are supposedly against, ICE and all this stuff, but then they're voting for it. Yeah. So that just tells you, like, what side are you on? What side are people on? I mean, and realistically, I mean, because you're against, ICE being out there, but then you're showing but then when you're out there in Sacramento or wherever you're at, wherever you're representing, a lot of these people vote for it.
Yeah.
So what, what's the point, of having Alex Padilla show up on, on MacArthur or wherever he shows up to speak, when at the end of the day, in closed doors, he's dealing and wheeling, with, up there with government on how they're going to implement things that are going to impact communities.
Yeah.
So that to me is like, dude, it's like when you talk about Farrakhan, talk about that. That's exactly what's his name? Malcolm X said, like, be careful, for the fox, and be careful for the fox. These people are the ones that are in, with the flock, man, and they end up hurting the flock. Yeah. So I'm looking at it, I'm reading on it. ICE boost funding short term, and a few Democrats voted for it. So you're kind of like, what? Like they go and make a show and show up on a news article, right?
Yeah.
I'm against it, but then closed doors, they sign for it.
Yeah, that's true.
And you know what? I went through MacArthur Park not too long ago, and it was beat up. Right? It was puro yap right there. Everybody, like, what do they say that you want to avoid ICE? Just throw your body down, have your legs up, stand up with your body down like that. That's all you see. And I was like, oh dang, it's true. It just looks shot out, Mm-hmm. Not as bad as it was. Not as bad, but it was bad,
We had camps in there, brother.
Yeah.
We used to have camps there. 2-3 years ago, camps. They're doing something, which is great.
Yeah. But it's true. You know what I mean? Are you doing your part? Can you stand up? Or are you just turning an eye? Well, that's not me. You have a plan. If your neighbors don't have papers, find out, Be on, man. I've seen the raspado, man. When was it? The day before yesterday, we got a new raspado, man. Mm. I had to interrogate him. I had to give him.
By the way,
that fool had a firme little round flower diamond plate y todo, like these nada. You know what I mean? He had the pictures in the front. I looked at that fool, man. You ain't such and such. You ain't Alvaro, homie. This is his route, homie. He goes, no. Well, I go, where you come from, homie? ¿De dónde vienes, güey? He goes, oh, vengo de Montebello, de Montebello. Ya no hay trabajo allá, y la migra le cayó, like, all right, homie, I'll buy you something, dog. And I bought a mangoleada and I gave it to my daughter. And I go, rule number 1. And he's all like, ¿qué? Regla número 1. Si vas a pasar aquí, güey, y te mira la migra, ¿qué vas a hacer?
Yeah, exactly.
And he's all like, ya perdiste, güey, ya te van a deportar, güey. Relax, you don't know. And he's all like, run? I go, of course run, homie.
Oh,
what are you going to sit there, homie? ¿Te vas a quedar ahí todo indio? With your huaraches and just sit there and look at them? Like, like the way, what was it? Montezuma seen the Spaniards, homie?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, exactly. Like, who are these people?
¿Quién son?
Yeah.
Los caballos. I go, you run, fool. I want you to run the fence and jump over homes. I live right here, dog. You can come back of my pad anytime, dog, Leave your freaking car. How much was it for you to come over? It was about 15 grand. He goes, 12,000. How much is your car worth? Not that much. I put in maybe about $400. I go, Make the math, homie. 400, 12,000. Well, you better get to running, homie. You know? And he's all like, well, thank you. It tells me in Spanish, thank you for the advice. All right, keep on making your feria, homie. I'll be here. And then today I seen him, and he's walking, and he's like keeping trucha. And I have that big old paddy wagon, that white one.
Yeah.
And I pull up next to him, and he's like looking at me. What you got to do, fool?
Exactly.
¿Qué tienes que hacer, güey, si viene la mina? A correr? That's right, homie. Get to running, homie. I go, here's my car, dog. You know where I live at, Holmes. Something were to happen, call me up. I'll come back and pick you up, homie, okay? He goes, all right. I go, keep on selling here in the water, homie. Don't trip. He goes, thank you. See, it's pretty good out here. Something different. Like,
Yeah.
you're raza, homie. I got to look out for you, homie. You know,
True.
and as long as you're doing your part and helping somebody, homie, you know, and of course I would go. If I go for the other freaking raspado, man. One time they robbed him. He calls me up. Hey, brother. He calls me that. You know, like when he don't make no sounds.
Yeah.
Like, hey, what's up, Bárbaro? ¿Qué pasa, güey? And he's all like, brother. You know, like he brings it down. That means he didn't make no sounds. But like, hey, what's up, brother? Yeah, I mean, he made some sounds.
Yeah.
Like, ¿qué onda, güey? ¿Cómo te va, homie? Brother, no me fue tan bien. You know, like, yeah, I already know. Fool, I can see all the churros around the car, whatever. You know? But one time they were robbing him. And sure enough, he calls me up and I go en friegas over there. What's up, Paro? And he goes, tus homeboys, allá los cholos me agarraron el carro. Like, oh, man. I pull up in front of him. What's up, homie? Why you messing with the raspa? Nah, man, you know what I mean? He did us wrong and this and that. And I'm like, oh, man. I ain't gonna say my homeboy's name, right? Like, hey, big dog, I'll cover whatever it is, homie. Let's just get out. Give me the freaking car, dog, and get it. He's like, man, why you gotta get involved, homie? Because, homie, no matter what, homie, he's a paisa. I gotta look out for him. He's our people, dog. I known him for many years, homie. Like that, dog? I'm like, yes or no, homie? Take the freaking car. So I grab the whole car full of food and everything, dog. And I go over there and take it to him. I go, I don't want you coming back here no more. You hear me? And he's all like, no, brother. You know why they took it? It's because they owe me some money and they didn't want to pay me when I asked them. Like, yeah, but don't give people credit, homie. I don't want you coming back here in the street. Go get out of here. I push the freaking car and he takes off.
Oh, my.
And I'm like, oh, man. So I go back home and really like, what happened? Like, oh, homeboys trying to rob him. You know what I mean? Well, yeah, I get it. You know what I mean? It's just, you know, it is what it is. But I got to look out for people.
Well, that's
know?
exactly what I'm talking about. We have so many people here. They don't know the ins and out, right?
Yeah.
And we are here. We live here. You know, so why not? I mean, why not? I mean, we cannot lose the humanity.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, at the end, we have to do it in a way where, you know, where it dignifies the human being of people. You know what I mean? Like, come on. You were there once. We were there once. We needed money. So I completely understand.
Yeah, now he's I see him. He gives me credit, whatever. I mean, he lets me have food, whatever. But I don't go and take advantage of him. And like, hey, Holmes, give me this, give me that. But whenever something happens, he'll call me up, you know. They'll be like, hey, brother, viene un carro, keeps on following me. So I got to go over there. What's up, homie? But you know what? I love that family because they're all hustlers. The mom, his wife has a carrito. He has a cart. And the daughter and the son have a cart. They don't play. You know, they make their feria.
A lot of them don't. They're out there.
You know,
do what they got to do.
But don't get that vato partying because he'll stop there and get drunk wherever it's at. He'll drink there like, hey, brother, you can't. How about that's it, fool. You got to go make yourselves. Nah, brother, yeah, he said, man, I already sold half of the car. I'm good. I go, your wife's going to get mad at you, fool. You got to go finish off. Nah, I'm all right. I'm enjoying these booze with these people. Some of those homeboys, they're your homeboys, you know. Like, yeah, dog, but you still got to go make your fit in. You got to get out of here, dog. And he's all like, what do you mean? You can get shot here, bro.
That's right.
And he's all like, I just say, I know, but I like, he tells me in Spanish, I know, but I like kicking it here at the park.
Just
You got to
chilling.
roll, fool, you know. And it's true. It gets a little kind of crazy, you know what I mean? But I help them out. But same with that new author from Montebello. Gotta look out for your people as much as you can, you know? As much as you can. And,
That's true.
you know, the carnicero, the panadero, and all these guys, I tell them, hey, Holmes, you got my number. So they would come. I'll come pick you up to the back, dog, whatever. Call me down the street, wherever. I'll help you out as much as I can, homie. You know? I ain't going to jeopardize myself, but I'm going to help you out as much as I can, homie. You got to do your part, homie. You got to fix your papers if you could fix them. If not, then, hey, vida loca, homie, you know? I told that to the vato that we buy the, you know, the guy we bought the pupusas and all that right there.
Oh,
in
yeah,
LA.
yeah.
I go, man, homie, you're still here, dog? Oh, man, dog. I go, you just want to get busted, huh, dog? And he's all like, no, well, you know what? I go, no, homie, you were here all these years. You made some good feria, dog. Bounce, homie, at least take a good 6-month vacation, dog. You know? They made good feria, huh, Rose?
Oh, yeah.
They made good money, dog.
Yeah.
I guarantee you that taquero was probably busting out about $3,000 a day. I know he was. They make good money. When you're a good taquero and you got your whole booth down packed, you're gonna bust out about good $2-3 a day. You know, if you do it right. Like, homie, you made a gang of freaking money, dog. Are you gonna tell me? I know you paid off your house with all this feria. What are you doing here, dog? And then you're risking this. Hannah just had a baby because his worker, she's from Honduras, I think. Oh, she just had a baby, dog, and you're gonna risk everything, Holmes? I go, nah, dog. Shut it down, homie, or do deliveries or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I'm not. I just need to pay. Like, nah, Charlotte, dog. Look at the booth, homie. How much is it? About $2,000. You're gonna risk by the time everybody comes back from Mexico, you're looking about 60,000, homie, in payments, dog. So why even risk it, dog? You better off just go do something else. Lay low for a little while. You know, don't worry. The taco stand's still gonna be here. You know, the spot's still gonna be here regardless, dog. You ain't got no papers, homie. You can't be risking it like that, dog.
Yeah.
Because they were taking all the vatos from the taco stands.
Yeah.
All Olympic and all that, that's all dead now.
Yeah.
You know, all Central is all dead. You'll see a taquero here and there, but you see them just keeping punto. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Scary.
you know, I go, bro, they come through here, run to the south, homie. Run this way. Because their cars are going to be facing this way. You better run the opposite way, dog. You better run as fast as you can, dog. Because these vatos ain't going to play, you know. But you can only do so much, help them out, you know.
That's right. We got shout out to Mama for Angels. We got Anthony Bravo. We got Ghost. Man, they're active, bro. They're it's like lighting up, man. Shout out to the people at YouTube, man.
Oh, shout outs to everybody on Facebook. Maria Mexico Hunter, Cubo, Lisa, Cubo, I thought I seen Rachel, Cubo, everybody tuning in, Mario Pig. Oh, what's up, homie? Thoughts and prayers are with your family. Yes, carnal, we went to go and support you too, dog. You know, they had a car wash for his nephew that had just passed, and it said car wash, homie. I make sure I took my battle ram dirty, homie.
Paying $10, huh?
Yes, my son. I go, hey, mijo, was it all dirty, mijo? What did the dirt fall into the ground, dog? Was it staying in the bottom? He goes, yeah, dad, it was all dirty, you know.
Help them out.
But big saludos, big shout outs to everybody, you know. And that's pretty much it. What do you think?
Yeah. Hey, I want to throw a shout out to homegirl Nadine. My prayers are with you, girl. It was good talking to you today and that. My heart's with you and that. If you ever need anything, get at me.
Yeah, Nadine, you know what's up. We always firme gente. Nadine's a firme gente.
Yes.
Thoughts and prayers with you. Hopefully you heal fast, you know.
Yes.
Yep.
And that's about it, huh? That's our 2 hours, homie.
2 hours, bro. Golly.
The fireworks are gonna start right now.
They're about to take off on us, bro.
The fireworks or your stomach?
I told them, hey, when the fireworks goes on next time, I'm just gonna move my butt like this, thinking it's pelos. Pura cabila, homie. Much love and respects. Any words, Rose?
Much love, respect to each and every one of you. I will start getting on my
TikTok?
No, yeah, on my TikTok going live and that. I just been busy in that and down and out. But you know what? I'm back and I've started back again and that. So much love. God bless each and every one of you.
And last words, Alfred?
Nada, man. Just to remind everyone to join us, help us out. Hey, help us grow the YouTube, bro.
Yeah.
You know what? It's growing, and so I want to thank everybody that's joined us today on that platform, YouTube. We love you guys, and continue help us share, because the more you share, the more we can get more people into this, and also the people on Facebook. We love you guys, Facebook. And that's about it, man. You guys have a blessed week, and remember, man, help those in need, bro. If you're seeing it around you, man, help those people in need, man.
Yes.
We must continue to have give these people dignity. How do you do that? Help them out. Share a word, encourage them. You know what I mean? But at the same time, tell them the truth, protect them, have plans. So stand firm. Knowing that God will protect everyone, and just remember, keep the faith.
A quick scripture before you end, Don?
Yes, sir.
We didn't do it last week.
No, we missed it. We missed it, man.
Just something, little something.
Little something, man. I wanted to share a little bit. In the Bible, it talks about, but he says to me, my grace is sufficient for you. My power is made perfect in weakness. Listen, when it talks about that, it talks about when you're weak, the Lord, the good Lord, always comes strong. So remember that when you're weak, he's always strong and he's willing to pick you up. Regardless of the situation, just remember that, when you're feeling down and things are not going your way and you're struggling with something, just remember to trust on the Lord. He has the strength. He'll give you the strength to overcome any challenges. He's just waiting for you to really, put your face up to him and just say, Lord, I can't handle this thing, man. I'm tired of kicking rocks, help me. And he's always willing to help you. So if anybody's struggling, in your weakness, just remember, trust on the Lord. He's got your back. He's got you covered.
That's right. And big salute to Duke Blue Devils, Lazy Bones. I think that's my homeboy Sleepy.
There you go.
Hey, much love and respect to everybody. We'll see you on the next one. We'll see you out there in the shows.
Yeah.
That's right.
We'll see you.
Thank you, everyone.